Hello, hello, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. Did that get partially cut off? Yeah, probably. Oh well, hello, hello, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. As you can see, I got the full... Well, not the full, I didn't do the gloves or the boots, because the boots for Red Mage AF suck. But, you know, I got all the main pieces, the body, the legs, and the hat. Available for dyeing, and I dyed them dark purple because, well, it's a reference to Spite Wardens from Final Fantasy XI, and I like how it looks. And other than that, I went the wrong one. Samurai is still my go-to job for Eureka, and I decided to pick up the Relic Katana. So this is the completed Animos version of it. It's only item level 355, but you see you get the glow right away. It requires about it's like 1,300 protein crystals and 3 Pazuzu feathers. I got a bonus clip of a Pazuzu kill just to show him off, and I was able actually to kill every notorious monster boss on Clyde, except for Lamashtu, because I could not get anyone to go with me at nighttime to spawn Lamashtu, so I don't got a clip to show of that, but oh well. I won't be able to show everything in Eureka in the Let's Play without taking, you know, a considerable amount longer than I should be taking. And either way, now that we've finished the storyline, we have access to Eureka Pagos. And here we go. And normally there's an unlock, like quest marker over his head, but you can't ignore the quest. Like, you have to take it when you talk to him, even if you want to just go back into Animos. So in order to get what I wanted to get done in Animos, I had to go ahead and talk to the dude. So but I consider that relatively minor. He just tells you some details about the next expedition phase, and that it's going to be an ice area. And here we go. Hopefully my mic isn't cutting out, or it isn't just going to be silent for this episode. There's a few things back that I know Colby pointed out to me in the comments. He's like, hey, your mic didn't work at all for this episode. I was like, oh, well, fuck. And it was the only one out of like 7 recordings. There wasn't anything different about it. I wasn't drunk while I was recording. Nothing. But here we go. Oh, we got some chili dinos. How about that? Those chili dinos would make an excellent thumbnail. I hope they're one of the default choices. Of course, I could always take a screenshot, upload the screenshot, and then force it to be the thumbnail, but those chili dinos are quite a ways in. I sure have. What's up, Crow? Good to have you with us, Clyde. Now that you are here, we can commence our expedition in earnest. Let's get to it then, shall we? That's this fucking tool again. Oh, right, yeah, Your own discovery, huh? Despite the considerable distance in Animos, I was able to measure a force being exerted on the barrier, which encases our headquarters. A force not from without, but from within. Seems like it. Of course, Kryl, of course. Gotta get these story tidbits in before I go on an hour-long ramble, after all. Ugh. Eureka is probably a total douchebag because he has eclectic tastes. I mean, have you seen his hair? But anyway, yeah, we're already level 21 because of spending so much time in Animos, so here we go. Another Magicite, huh? I doubt it. The game wouldn't want me to have 6 of those. Unless they change things, which if they did, I would more than welcome it. So she says, it's out to the southeast, huh? Yeah, we've got all the same members here, and Geralt's got an assistant now. There's a studly blonde Highlander that actually looks kind of cool to me. Okay, so he's not going to tell us about the next relic stage just yet. I think we'll have to get to about level 9 before we can get up on that. And also a consequence of being an Animos was I got this nifty Tyrannosaur mount, if I haven't shown that off already. I lose track of what all I've shown off in Eureka, because I know I'm showing off all the story, but I'm also, you know, showing off like general combat and rambling an awful lot. It's just the way this content kind of goes. She said it was out to the southeast, right? Let's see. In the cones, okay, yeah. Alright, this is the cones. I'm pretty sure I remember where it's at, but it's been a while, so. Eureka Pagos is a lot more dangerous than Animos. Basically, the zone is split into 2 halves, and really it's more like 4 quadrants. The south half is where monsters level 20 to like 28 or so roam, and then the top half is monsters level like 31 to 45. No, wait, no. Yeah, like level 31 to like level 40 or something like that. And there's also slumbering frost dragons everywhere that will gladly kill you if you don't pay attention. So I guess we're not in the cones anymore. Oh well. We might as well walk on in. It's kind of nice already being level 21 because it makes things here not quite as deadly to us. But I mean, still we still gotta be careful because I mean all this is the low level stuff in Pagos, and now you know it's as high as the highest stuff in Animos. So not sure if we can tune. Okay, sweet. That'll be helpful. My progress in Pagos won't go quite as fast because I don't get any more challenge log entries for Eureka until the weekly reset. But once I do, those will help us get like a few levels. I'm pretty sure the EXP will be ramped up again in here. And the notorious monsters in Pagos give way more. Now, something else to go over, you notice there's these fates up, but they're not notorious monsters. That was something new they introduced. It's the Lucky Rabbit fates. It's basically a treasure map system within Eureka Pagos And it's in every future installment, or it's in Pagos and the next installment at the very least, which would be Pyros. Maybe I've forgotten. Oh, there it is. Pagos is a lot harder for me to remember because even though I've done it twice, do you mind? I've done Pagos twice, but it's not really the kind of thing you really remember the beginning details of because you want to get away from them as quickly as possible. And for whatever reason, as a way to limit our power level, they don't allow us to have 6 Magicites. Never. Although the crystal resembles Magicite, it appears to be somewhat lacking in color compared to those you found in Animos. Moreover, it does not seem to be compatible with your Magia board. Which I think is dumb. I think they should have... they shouldn't have just given us 5 Magicites, but I think they should have been a little bit nice and given us a 6th Magicite so we could have 1 in defense, at least, at all times, or like 4 in attack and 2 in defense or something. Just to make it a little less shitty. Especially back when this was new, because like when this was new, people were upset. Because initially in Pagos, what they wanted to try to emulate more was they wanted to emulate the old style MMO EXP camps. You know, where you just chain monsters together over and over again to get the majority of your experience points. But people didn't like doing that. So within like a month of its release, they increased the fate rewards for both EXP and crystals, and that was that. Somewhat lacking, huh? Alright, so now we've got to get to level 23, and the best way to get EXP will be to go fight things 2 to 3 levels ahead of us. And you might not want to see a whole video of that, so if you don't, feel free to skip out on the rest of my ramblings and the rest of this video. But I do intend to show more of Eureka, and even if the gameplay is a little bit stale, I just want you to show you what you're in for should you get curious enough to come do this. Mainly for the fact that not a lot of people these days do. Because it's not on the main storyline or anything. But there's also some combat details that I would like to show off. I think these Bane Mites would be a good choice for that. I'm pretty sure they're not quite a high enough level but they do the mutate thing that I mentioned before. Although another problem that I have is that I'm going to kill them so quickly, they might not get to mutate at all. Here, we'll just leave that one alive until he mutates. Also, as before, Eurekan potions, they carry across all zones of Eureka. So... Ow, jerk. Okay, you mutating finally? No, you're still doing deadly stuff. Maybe I've remembered wrong. Mutate, you son of a bitch. I probably remembered wrong. It's probably a different subsection of these. Something else they introduced in Pagos is an EXP bonus for killing monsters of an opposing element at chains 10, 20, and 30. Although I think it works on any chain actually, but it's been a long time. But basically, the incentive there is to try to make every 10th chain be a mutated monster or a or an elemental sprite of an opposing element, because elemental sprites also give enhanced EXP or something like that. And also, just like Animos, the lower level monsters in here have no notorious monsters associated with them. And the fun fact is that monsters that are placeholders for notorious monsters, they cannot mutate. That's like another telltale sign that you know you're killing something that will cause a notorious monster to spawn. Is the fact that they won't be able to mutate at all. And some monsters have unique mutation conditions. And then there's the other type of mutation it's not actually mutation. Like I've mentioned it before, but the monsters just get big. I'm not really 100% sure what the mutation criteria is for every monster in here. I just know that a lot of monsters are able to mutate. And the really high level monsters in here, they have special kind of treasure boxes they can drop that will give unique items, including a unique emote called Shiver. I could have sworn, like, so when a monster mutates, to explain what happens, basically they will they'll stay within a similar monster family, but they won't their element will likely change and it'll be like a completely different monster family. For instance, those dire mites, they're supposed to mutate into like lava scorpions, like the final boss in Samal hard mode. And these moles, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to mutate into the ones that have like spines all over and down their back. I'll be a little careful, it's nighttime and blood aggro is a thing. Also, something that kind of sucks is you can stun the mutation. Oh, there it goes. See, he changed to Fire Elemental. See how we got like way more experience points, even though it wasn't even a chain 10, and we got way more experience points for the mutation. If you can, you know, it really speeds you along to have the mutation happen on a 10th, you know, a 10th. But unless my eyes were deceiving me, I think you changed it instantly. I don't think that used to happen. The way I remember it is there's actually a cast bar for the mutation that happened, and you could actually stop it from happening. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to run from that. Just don't have the HP. Ow. Hey, come on. Tether already. Tether already, please. Tether already, please. Tether, please. Tether, please. Wow. He's just chasing me forever. Okay. Not ideal, but better than dying. Better than dying. I think a lot of people come in here on Machinist because it's a really strong ranged option. The nice thing about the ranged DPS is that you can pull monsters out of their spawn areas, and also, you know, like usually like halfway kill them before they even, you know, get any headway on hurting you. I think some of the mutation criteria is you have to attack monsters with certain elements. I think, like, if I were to attack this guy with fire elements, he would mutate into the scorpion. But I'm not really 100% on that. Guess we could try it out on his buddy over here. Of course, it might also be that it needs to be like something like daytime or something for them to mutate like that. I don't really know, like I've said before already. Was he about to mutate? Shucks. Give this guy like, I don't know. Just give him like soil coat. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. I don't think the game will let us have it yet, but at some point, chain 30ing monsters becomes somewhat important. It's been, you know, too long really for me to remember precisely, but mutation. I don't remember what level is Asag. 27. Okay, yeah, we wouldn't be able to get very much of a reward from that, let alone get up there. So an issue with all of Eureka is that people who go in to do it think that the way it's done is you basically just stay a powerless little ninny and you follow the fate train around for like 500 years, just dying over and over again, barely able to help, barely able to contribute, you know, while you basically have a wank and wait for other people to do the work for you. Well, that's certainly a lazy but eventually effective strategy. I find it's much more fun to just go ahead and take matters in your own hands and either start a little party of lobies yourself to EXP, or, you know, just start soloing, because, you know, it's not really a good use of your time to go somewhere and, you know, get like 20k EXP and no crystals once somebody else has spawned a bunch of monsters for you. Demon of the Incunable? Or Incunnable? I think it's Incunable. I don't know what that means. Also apparently he has blind on his auto attack. That's not cool. You absolutely want to be careful fighting undead, because if they get you below 30% of your maximum health, then every other undead around you will blood aggro. You will find yourself dead in short order. For the life of me, I can't remember what the alternative to mutation is called, but monsters that aren't placeholder monsters, they have a chance to grow in size, and I really wish I could remember what it's called. When I used to solo in here back in the day, Samurai could barely solo with chain 30 on monsters that were the exact same level as the Samurai. And each kill took about, I think about 30 seconds. Maybe 30 to 40 seconds. And so me using Higginbana was actually a really good thing back then. Also, just like in Animos, there are elementals. Of course, now they're ice elementals. And they give the same buff. More EXP, regen, more attack power. Unfortunately, just like before, they spawn in random locations across the map, and can't guarantee to get one, even if I went looking. And obviously, since we're low level, going and looking would be tantamount to suicide. So that's all I have to say about that. I don't think these guys mutate. And they actually, not these ones, but some that are deeper in, that are like level 26 or 27, they actually cause a notorious monster to spawn. So, yeah, these demons of the incunable, they won't ever cause anything to spawn. Which is fine, but you know. Could be better. Could be worse. This will be about like fighting void scales in Haney mode. Except a little worse, because they have more HP, wow. Oof, oof. Oh man, I died. Well, that's unfortunate. I think we should be able to shout though, even though we're dead. Whenever you die, do not home point. Because you could undo, you know, like 20 to 30 minutes of work. You won't lose any EXP if you're raised, but if you home point, you lose 1/3 of the EXP it takes for you to level up. And we don't even have 1/3 of into the next level yet, so you definitely don't want to do that. But while we're here, as the zone starts out, the EXP areas are pretty shitty. It might even be a good idea for me to just stick to even matches instead of trying to fight stuff that's slightly higher level than me right now. For the simple fact that the further away I get from, you know, like the expedition area or this Aetheryte, the harder it'll be for me to travel. And also, like, less safety in general. Like if I go stick to monsters that are like my level or one level higher than me or something, you know, it's less likely that I'll die. A lot less likely that I'll die, so. Also, when you're dead like this, I do highly recommend shouting multiple times. I'd say shout once every, I don't know, once every 100 seconds. So, without further ado, let's... You know what? These Ariellas are only 2 levels higher. Not entirely a good idea. Now, you know what? Let's just go back to the moles. Let's go back to the moles. Honestly, I think we've got about 30 minutes left. It's like slightly under that. And I would like to show you the next story beat, because it'll just be Kryl asking me to go get something. And we won't actually get anything for it. One unique thing about Pagos is just the fact that you don't really get anything that increases your power from the story beats. Unlike Animos, where basically every quest was a Magicite all the way up to level, 17 or whatever. So that's a thing. I'm not sure how many videos there will be on Pagos. My estimate would be 3. They won't all be, no, they're all, I won't lie, they'll all be like this pretty much, with a little bit of story peppered amongst a lot of grindy grind. But like I said before, if I'm going to show the content, I'm going to show what the content is. But as far as risking big for slightly faster EXP or something like that, it's better to play it safe. He's mutating, he's mutating. I love mutation. But also, what I'll probably try to do to limit the amount of Eureka videos is I will do most of my grinding, off camera, and just record bouts of grinding that come with videos that include the story. But one thing I'm mildly worried about is that if I don't get to show the right story bits, then there's a point early on where I think it might even be the next quest. If it's not the next quest, then it's the quest after that, where they tell you how they need you to get crystals for your relic upgrade, and with Geralt, and I don't want to miss that, showing that, because that's basically the main driving force for Eureka in general is this level 70 relic version. As grindy as this content is, the player base was actually very happy to have it as relic content, because it allowed for a wide social experience, and also because it involved what was, new content at the time or whatever, rather than going back to old content over and over and over and over for the grind. Personally, a grind is a grind, so I don't really care. whether it's dressed up in a new content with story pepper flakes or not. Not to say that it's all bad, because it's not. I mean, I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't enjoy it on some level. But the main thing is, I'm gonna drop a little spoiler here. The fact is that there's a story tie-in. We learn about Galoop, which is Kryle's father or grandfather or whatever, and the fact that he kills an Ascian on this island. And that's why I've judged it important enough to try to show off. I want to show you the cutscenes and the story implications that has, even though it's a relatively simple act. It's really no different than when we killed Nabriales, but like, yeah, I want to show it. So, but that's not the whole story to the island either. It's not the whole story to Eureka. That doesn't tell you what happens with Eureka and all that, so. If I ruined it by spoiling that small piece of information for you, I apologize. Assuming my mic is even functioning, because for all I know, this recording might come out silent. And at this point, my backup character is actually so far behind that I don't think I could re-record for Eureka even if I wanted to. It would take me like a week or two just to catch that character up. And well, no, it probably wouldn't take that long, but it would take some doing, and he would only be samurai. So it would work for the purposes of showing story, but it would not work for certain other aspects. That guy asking if Bluey is up. Bluey is basically the equivalent of Pazuzu in this zone. He drops items that you absolutely must have for your relic upgrades. But that's like the very last stage of Pagos relics. So. See, isn't that nice that when they mutate, they don't regain their health at all? Bad. Okay, we're gonna run. We are running. We're trying not to aggro other things. And we're probably gonna die again, because these monsters run faster than we do. And they're just not untethering. They're just not untethering because they're jerks. Come on, get out of here. See how easy it is for the situation to go tits up? And this was with 200% echo. Like, sometimes I can't believe that I did this back when there was no echo bonus. Of course, what I used to do is I used to come in and I would look all over the southern half of the map for an elemental, and then I'd get the buff. and I wouldn't try to EXP at all if I couldn't get that. So like I would come in and I would look. If there are no elementals, I would leave and I'd come back in and hope that I was in a different instance and that I was gonna get an elemental. So that was what I used to do. We were almost at a chain 30 on those moles, and then I screwed the pooch. Sad times. Also, just like Animos, you didn't always get to use your mount in here. I don't remember the level requirement to unlock it originally, but originally you didn't get your mount until, I think until like level 30, I want to say level 32. Might have been level 34. It was something ridiculously high, like close to being basically done with the zone, almost. Of course, I say close to being done with the zone. Only done storyline-wise. The relic, I don't know how fast it's gonna be to complete. It'll partially depend on how fast I can level, but she's probably fine. She's a healer. Here, let's use these ants. But I won't be able to get it done any faster than I can level, more than likely. And the XP rate here is like way up. Yeah, this is like 3 times the experience points we were able to get in per kill in Animos. And obviously you could just stay in Animos, like until you're, you know, until you're actually level capped in Eureka as a whole. It would just be very slow because the kills in Animos, even if they're 3 levels higher than you, it's only like 1,000 EXP per kill, and like maybe 2,500 on a chain 30. And then in the Fates, they give almost nothing compared to the Fates in here. So you would be in there for a while, probably a whole week of like 2 or 3 lockouts a day or something. So like 6 hours a day of Animos if you wanted to get like past the Pagos level cap in Animos. I don't think we're gonna make it to me showing the next story bit in this recording, but that'd be okay because like I can just focus on EXPing, and then I can start the recording whenever. Whenever, you know. I think something else people used to do to try to speed up kills is, you notice you get more EXP for killing stuff that's of a different element. Like for like the first kill after, or whatever, you could bounce back and forth between monsters that have like, you could try to find a camp where basically, you know, one monster, you have what's strong against them attack-wise, and then the monster that's right next to them would be something that your offense element is now the defense element for, or whatever. You could swap back and forth between monsters, but there's hardly any camps that are like that, so. I guess if I have any goals that I want to get, it would be... I'd like to get... Basically, I'd like to get down with the EXP requirements for Pagos before the next weekly reset. That might be unrealistic considering it's already Sunday and I have work tonight and tomorrow. But we'll see. My main character's capped, and my only other obligation other than work is my girlfriend, so... less of an obligation, more of just a huge amount of pleasure. I love my girlfriend. Oh hey, level 23. After this kill, we'll return and we'll talk to Kyle. Okay, let's return. See, we got like, I think like 10 minutes, if that. So I did like a little, what was it, like a minute or two spiel before I actually got into Pagos. And it was like 5 minutes for the starting story. I looked at the clock in the middle of the starting story. It was like 7:15, so I was like, nah, it's probably like gonna be like 8:10 whenever I wrap up this thing. She reserves the right to change the name, huh? Val River Belly, huh? Val River Belly. Where's that? Frozen Lake, Cones, Bond Launch, Retreat, the Val River. Oh dear. Okay. I think I remember where this one is, and it's... I think it's stashed in between some level 27 monsters, and we should be okay to go get it. We just gotta be careful. We'll probably want to slot onto defense for any of these. If we could take just one of a level 26 creature, but see, we got these level 27 creatures, and we could probably take just one of them as well with our thing set in the defense position. Nice. Okay, even more level 27 creatures. There's our sign. Yip yip yeehaw. Okay. Completed ethereal stream. Like the first magicite you found in Pagos, this one seems to be incompatible with your magia board. In all likelihood, it too has been drained of ether. Okay, sweet. Let's go talk to Kryl again and see what's up. Let's see. Elemental, Eureka Pagos, 23, what, 18? Ah, it's like way up there. It's like, the only people who are going to be reaching that are level 35 already. Oh, wait, we could go catch that, well, I don't know when they're gonna pull it, so we'll go to Kryl for now. And then we'll come back and see if we can't get in on that, that fate. Yep, sure do. Here we go. A boon to your research, even though it's exactly the same. I guess now she has stuff to compare it to. Let's see if they're killing it already. It should be high enough to get EXP from it since it's a level 22 notorious monster. EXP and Pagos crystals. I thought there was going to be more story to that Magicite that we brought back to Kryl, but I guess I'm remembering wrong. But that's okay. Woo-wee. Scary stuff. Still scary stuff. Just err on the side of aggroing monsters over there. Ever discontent to frolic in the autumn mist like other lesser sinister scalekin, the Ash Dragon would smother the world in pursuit of ambition if given the opportunity. Indeed, with his void-sent army's ranks depleted, he already seeks new hosts for his cohort of conquerors. Well, I'm getting to show off one critter. Lithic Breath will petrify you if you get hit by it. And like Fafnir, he does a tail swipe immediately after he does a breath attack. He also has those unquiet deads, or whatever, that are... something of a nuisance. Alright. How about that? Look at how much EXP that was. 234,000. You don't get that many crystals, but it's the second, no, I guess it's the third lowest fate in here, so you know, it's not that much of a thing. So stay in the party until we get back to the Aetherite. Although I think we're pretty much out of time, so thanks for watching, and stay safe, and I hope you have a good day. I'm just gonna stay silent until the until the video's over. So peace be upon you. Got a hot bunny lady. Suddenly fajitas.